What's up, y'all? Hope y'all doing good. I'm Anthony K. Thomas from Wrestling with Rumors, and Clash in Italy is this Sunday, May 31st, the last day of the month before we go into June. And it's not a bad way to close out the month of May with Clash in Italy. But with Clash in Italy on tomorrow night, either in the morning or in the afternoon or at night, depending on where you live in the world, where you're watching this here on my YouTube channel of Wrestling with Rumors. Let's dive into it. Let's dive into let's do some predicting. Let's do some speculating on Clash in Italy. All the matches for Clash in Italy. Now, an interesting thing about Clash in Italy is that there seems to be a theme, and that is that every match on this card is a rematch from WrestleMania or from Saturday night's main event. It is a rematch, or even from, in the case for Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, when they had their match, I believe at Crown Jewel, when Gunther was the World Heavyweight Champion, Cody Rhodes WWE Champion, and the winner of that match got the Crown Jewel ring and this big trophy, and the trophy stayed in the, I guess, museum or store of WWE in Saudi Arabia, but they got to keep the ring. And it was Cody Rhodes and Liv Morgan who were the first to win those matches. So anyway, so that's a rematch in that sense too. So yeah, every match on this card is really a rematch. So nonetheless, let's get into some predicting and some speculating over Clash in Italy. Now, the way I have these matches laid out as far as what match I'm going to read first and on is in no particular order. It's not in the form of how the matches go. Although I will say which match will be within the first hour of ESPN, which I can't believe they're still doing. I understand doing it for WrestleMania, but to do it for every single PLE does not make sense. To me, at least. But it is what it is. Let's get into it. So, up first, Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. World Heavyweight title match, Tribal Combat. Now, there are two scenarios in there are two ways in how I see who could win this match. Now, my pick is Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief. He has been undefeated as far as Tribal Combat goes, but nonetheless, I still feel like he has a long title reign ahead of him, at least until we get to WrestleMania 43. And then maybe Obafemi takes it from Roman Reigns next year. Maybe. I'm just throwing that out there. But I think Roman Reigns has a long title reign ahead of him. Even with the possibility that we might not see him in June, I still see Roman Reigns winning the title. But I do see another scenario in which Jacob Fatu wins Tribal Combat, wins the World Heavyweight title, and for those 2 months, for June and July, becomes the Tribal Chief, becomes the head of the table, becomes the World Heavyweight Champion. And for those 2 months, it's Jacob Fatu filling the top of it all, right? But not saying it out loud, but realizing that it might be too much for him, or how he's running things. Or it could be like a scenario like if you've seen Black Panther, a situation like that, and where the bad guy kind of takes over and runs everything, but runs it his way, but kind of runs it in a way that not a lot of people agree with, something like that. I don't see it going like that, but nonetheless, there's a scenario in which I see Jacob Fatu winning the world title, and for those 2 months, just running roughshod over Monday Night Raw as the champion. You get to Night of Champions, you can see Jacob Fatu going up against probably Jey Uso for the world title and winning and retaining, winning the championship, getting one, two, maybe 3 retentions under his belt, and building to SummerSlam for match number 3 between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu, where Roman Reigns takes it all back, takes the title of Tribal Chief, takes takes his seat back at the head of the table, takes the world title back. A scenario like that, where Jacob Fatu wins, has the title for a good 2 months, and a little bit of change, and we build, and Roman Reigns goes away for a while, and we don't see him for most of June, and then he comes back in July, and then we begin to build to SummerSlam. That's one way I could see it. But nonetheless, with that possibility of all of that, I still see Roman Reigns winning at Clash in Italy, pardon me, and retaining his World Heavyweight Championship. Up next, Cody Rhodes versus Gunther for the WWE Championship. Now, this is going to be a match that's going to happen within the first hour of Clash in Italy that people will be able to see on ESPN. So Cody Rhodes, I see Cody Rhodes winning this match, because the only reason why I'm saying Cody Rhodes is because after what happened at Raw after WrestleMania, that little back and forth between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, I feel like we are getting ready to build to a program between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk at SummerSlam. Absolutely. So that is why I would say Cody Rhodes. Gunther, the WWE Championship is a championship he has not yet won. I could see him winning this match. Absolutely. This is another one of those things where I could see a scenario in which Cody Rhodes wins the WWE, where Gunther wins the WWE Championship, and now you got Gunther and Cody Rhodes with one win apiece, and then we get to Night of Champions, whether it will or will not be at in Saudi Arabia, and we hit the rematch, and Cody Rhodes beats Gunther at Night of Champions, regains the championship. CM Punk comes into the picture. We start building into that program for SummerSlam. But that aside, I still see Cody Rhodes, even with that possibility, I still see Cody Rhodes winning and retaining his WWE Championship at Clash in Italy. Up next, Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. This is also another match that will be in that first hour. So it's Cody Rhodes versus Gunther and Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. Those two matches will be within the first hour. So those are our first two matches. And for the most part, besides Obafemi and Brock Lesnar Part 2, the rest of the matches are all championship matches, which is awesome. But Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill, WWE Championship. I see Rhea Ripley winning. Because, at least to me, it doesn't make sense to have Rhea Ripley switch shows from Raw to SmackDown, go on to WrestleMania, beat Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship, and then have Rhea Ripley hold it for a few months to only give it back, to only have Jade Cargill come back and win. It would, because I feel like they wanted Rhea Ripley on SmackDown. I believe they wanted Rhea Ripley on SmackDown as their champion for a while. So yeah, I see, as much of a fan I am of Jade Cargill, and I love how she has found her footing. She's really been on a roll on SmackDown, doing what she's doing. She's got B-Fab and Michin behind her. It's been a fun run in how she's running things, but I feel Rhea Ripley comes out on top, because mommy always comes out, because mommy's always on top. But I see Rhea Ripley retaining at Clash in Italy. Now Jade Cargill wins. Oh, I'm going to be happy, right? I'm going to be excited to see that. But I'm looking how this is going. It is absolutely going to be Rhea Ripley. At least that's how I see it. Next match, Becky Lynch versus Sol Ruca for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I see Sol Ruca getting the win, because I feel that it is time for some young blood holding that championship. We know what kind of champion Sol Ruca is. We've seen it. She was a former women's North American champion, a former women's speed champion. She defended her championships as much as she could until she couldn't. And Sol Ruca as the women's intercontinental championship, it feels right. It feels moving forward into this next generation that is being called up to Raw and SmackDown. And I feel that this is that match for Sol Ruca to get that big win on a big stage for Clash in Italy. And I think it's just time to get some young blood on it. I've enjoyed Becky Lynch as Women's Intercontinental Championship and what she's been able to do with that championship and bringing it. And she has really elevated it. She really has. And I love this version of Becky Lynch that we're getting now. I'm really enjoying it. But nonetheless, I still feel that it is time for some young blood. And Sol Ruca is absolutely that right person for that Women's Intercontinental Championship. So the win goes to Sol Ruca. And finally, last match on the card. Although I feel that this should be a rematch, it'll probably be one of those matches that will be in the middle of the... that it should be a main event match. It won't. Anyway, last match that I have on this card is Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. This is round 2. This is the rematch from WrestleMania. And I am giving this win to Brock Lesnar. And here's why. So, Brock Lesnar gets the win. Now, whether or not Obafemi goes away or not for a while, I feel that he should go away for a while. Go back to the lab, figure out what he did wrong in that match in Clash in Italy that he lost in, and then come back ready to go. So I feel that Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi round 2, Brock Lesnar gets the win, and then we turn it around. Nothing for Night of Champions. No. It stays quiet for a moment. Then we get into July, and then things start to heat up again, and we get into round 3, the third and final round. Brock Lesnar, Obafemi, and the fact that SummerSlam is going to be in Minneapolis, which is the home of Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, Obafemi 3. This is what we'll call the retirement match, in which Obafemi gets this win with Brock Lesnar and Obafemi 1 apiece. We go into SummerSlam with them having 1 win each against each other. Obafemi gets that third win, and that will be it for Brock Lesnar. Now, originally, I felt that Brock Lesnar versus Gunther could be a possibility because Gunther is called the career killer. A match in which it's Gunther versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, and the career killer kills the career, retires Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. But I feel that this honor is going to go to Obafemi. And it is, although I feel that it'd just be as good if it was Gunther who gets this honor. This honor is going to Obafemi because Obafemi, being the ruler, the one who ruled over Brock Lesnar twice, and the way he did it, the strength and the strength and the domination that Obafemi presents and is in the ring is what will happen at SummerSlam in round 3. So round 2 goes to Brock Lesnar. We quiet down for a little bit, then we heat things back up in July, and then we straight forward to SummerSlam. Obafemi, Brock Lesnar 3. Obafemi takes it, and then that will be it. Finito for Brock Lesnar in Minneapolis in his home retirement. Officially, like for real this time, is how I see that going. I think a lot of people see that way too, but that is how I see it. And I am Anthony K. Thomas from Wrestling with Rumors. This has been some This has me been predicting, speculating on what's going to happen at Clash in Italy. And let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel about it. Let me know if you see things going a different way from any match that I said on the card. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can keep up when everything new drops here on Wrestling with Rumors. From Rumor of the Day to Wrestling with Rumors to everything else in between. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the like button. Leave a comment. Let me know. Let me know about what you think, all that cool stuff. And once again, I'm Anthony K. Thomas from Wrestling with Rumors. Hope all you have a good, fun, and safe day. Don't forget to take care of yourselves. And I'll see you on that next one. Peace, y'all.